camp capacity for this summer's Northeast expedition, First State Overland has added a hiker trailer to the garage. Our goal was simple: find a trailer that could handle the punishment of off-road terrain, be small enough to negotiate the small spaces that trails often have, and be built at a price point that didn't break the bank. Our first thoughts were to use a trailer simply as a gear hauler, because we already had a rooftop tent. However, looking at the value for the cost, we found that we could not only have a ruggedized trailer capable of hauling gear, but it could be something that team members could sleep inside, keeping them out of the elements, and it would still cost less than most gear-only trailers. After what seemed like endless research, we chose Hiker Trailer's Extreme Off-Road Trailer in a 5x8 size. In addition to all of those factors, we wanted a trailer that we could customize and make work for us, both inside and out. I'm going to walk you around the build of the trailer, pointing out the things that came from Hiker as part of the standard build, things that we elected to have Hiker add as options, or not add, and why, and then show you how we decided to customize our camper trailer for our needs. So let's get started. This is a photo of the Hiker trailer on the day that we picked it up. Unfortunately, I didn't start taking video of the trailer until we started to modify it. Just looking at the Hiker, you can see immediately that a few things jump out at you as being different by design. You'll notice that the Hiker has two 4,000-pound jacks sitting directly in front of the main cabin. When in camp and unhitched, the two jacks will connect on the front of the frame on either side of the black utility box. You'll notice as we swing around to the back, you'll see two more stabilization points. When the trailer is deployed, all four corners of this trailer have a stabilization point. The rear stabilizers pin up into place when on the road and pin down for several different settings when off the road to make sure the trailer is level. LED running lights mark the leading edge of the wheel well as well as the trailing edge of the trailer. The black steel frame is completely powder coated, and all of the 7-pin wiring harnesses run from the junction box in the utility box up front through the steel frame to the back of the trailer, so that you aren't dragging them over rocks and dirt when off-roading. The Hiker Extreme model comes standard with a 3,500-pound axle, long soft ride leaf springs with shocks, and 33-inch tires. As you can see, we've elected to upgrade the tires with 33-inch Nitto trail grapplers and wheels to match the Jeep. This gives us redundancy when in the backcountry, with essentially having 4 spares for the vehicle. Plus it looks kind of nice. Standard on the Extreme model is a front steel utility box. This box is lockable and mounted to the front plate of the trailer just behind the tongue. This box also houses the 7-pin distribution block and the electronic battery for electronic brakes if so equipped. If you choose battery and power options for your trailer build, Hiker will install them here. As you can see, we've chosen to use this as a utility box and build our power systems on our own. Everything I've talked about so far has pretty much been standard from a Hiker Extreme trailer build. You'll notice a couple of things though that we've elected to have Hiker put on as add-ons to the trailer. This trailer has a rear spare tire carrier. This is a swing-out carrier that opens to the passenger side so that the galley door can open to the driver's side. You'll notice this trailer has an external propane tank with a steel propane tank mount. You'll notice that this Hiker trailer build has 2 curbside doors. We elected to have the second curbside door installed for ease of access and security when moving about the trailer. You'll also notice that this trailer has diamond base plate running all the way around the trailer, with the exception of the back, and it's a little bit higher on the front, just below the front window. We felt that this was a worthwhile upgrade, as we intend to take the trailer down paths that are tight and narrow and could lead to pinstriping down the sides. The front window was optional as well, and we elected to have Hiker install that so that we could have better views from inside the trailer. The roof vent on a Hiker Extreme model is standard, but we've elected to have Hiker move the vent forward so that we could install the optional roof rack as well. Because our trailer was painted black to match the Jeep, we knew that screen doors on both sides had to be an option. Coupled with the light ring around the fantastic fan that you can see on the ceiling inside, this gives plenty of air circulation when coupled with the open windows on each side of the trailer. The fantastic fan has several speeds and can operate in forward and reverse, and also has a safety switch so that it won't operate once the vent is closed. Rounding out the last 3 options that we chose from Hiker were inboard storage under the floor, and cutting the ports for the Climate-Right heating and air conditioning unit that sits up front. And last but certainly not least, the 21-gallon onboard water storage tank. This tank is fully skidded to protect it from the elements, rocks, trails, and whatever you might take your trailer through. Hiker gives you the option to plumb this. However, we chose to plumb it ourselves so that we could lay out the power and the plumbing systems right exactly where we wanted them. You can see on the driver's side we elected to have the fill port for the water tank. This is because at most fill stations and campsites, all of your utility hookups are on the driver's side if backed into the campsite. The rest of the utility hookups and pass-throughs on the driver's side start with solar at the top, from our solar panel on the front of the trailer, to coaxial or land antenna, and then down through to shore power. While Hiker during the build did include a shore power pass-through, our battery system and power bank was much more elaborate, so we needed to upgrade it. So speaking of upgrades, let's dive right into those First State Overland upgrades that we built into this trailer. On the roof, we added a flexible, all-powers 100-watt solar panel. This solar panel supplies power directly through an MPPT solar controller. The power comes through the solar controller down into the battery bank, which is housed behind this electrical box. This box also houses the 2000-watt continuous sine wave inverter, 3000-watt peak, the VMAX solar tank 20-amp charger, fuses, and a kill switch for the master power for the entire trailer. The battery bank consists of two 6-volt, 225 amp-hour VMAX solar tank charge banks. These batteries are wired at 12 volts and are designed to withstand the constant charge, discharge, and solar pass-through for solar batteries. The heavy-duty yellow utility strip that you see in the center of this picture on the center shelf is plugged directly into the 2000-watt inverter. Even without shore power, the power system of this trailer is designed to be able to run the coffee maker, the microwave, the television, and the Climate Right heating and air conditioning unit if needed to be. The solar controller itself has a remote control panel that is installed in the interior of the cabin space. This way we can check the status of the panel and the power systems without having to go outside. The water tank is plumbed from the driver's side, and lines are run across the tank for protection up through the floor into the passenger side of the rear compartment. Water is pumped from the tank through a filter and then out through some quieting hoses into an accumulator. From there, another quieting hose and then out through the spray port on the outside. The accumulator is not necessary in this setup, however it does save battery power by reducing the amount of time that the pump needs to cycle on and off. We've added tie-down points to the front and back of the middle shelf for heavier items such as the microwave or our collapsible storage crates. The top shelf contains items such as the hammock, smaller items such as collapsible chairs, dustpans, gloves, any other miscellaneous item that you can imagine using for camp. You can also see the pass-through to the cabin compartment on the middle shelf. The rear galley door is ultra lightweight, and as with all three doors on the trailer, all are keyed the same and all have deadbolt locks. You may notice on the top right corner of the rear of the trailer, there's a solar motion light. That's an LED light that's activated at night by motion. There is one of these on each side of the trailer. The shelves themselves on the rear galley compartment were built by Hiker, as well as the pass-through that was cut to the passenger cabin. Everything else within the compartment, such as the battery box, the plumbing, the electrical, the lighting, and the tie-down straps, are all added by FSO. On the passenger side, we've mounted a Pelican case that houses an on-demand instant water heater. The water heater runs directly from the propane tank, which is mounted underneath it, and is also quick connected by the water hose that comes from the spray port from the 21-gallon onboard water tank. There's a shower attachment that will quick connect onto the hot water heater and essentially give you hot water showers in an instant. A second front utility box was added behind the original box from Hiker. This box is bolted to the frame, is larger, deeper, and houses the heating and air conditioning Climate Right unit. This box also has a cushioned foam base from the foam that was used from inside the Pelican box, and it acts as a shock absorber for the Climate Right unit while we travel off-road. You may have noticed the red and black Bolt brand pin locks throughout the exterior of the camper. This is because each one of these locks on each one of the pins as many times as possible are keyed to the same ignition key as the Jeep. This saves us from having to carry around an extensive key ring and secures our trailer at the same time. The lock and roll hitch, the jack pins, and the rear shackle all use the bolt locks. Wrapping up the exterior modifications, last but not least we have the Alucab Shadow On. This is a 270-degree awning covering the passenger side to the rear compartment of the trailer. Even though this awning is heavy, we chose this because of its ease of operation in opening and closing. There are no poles required to support this awning. The top material is reflective and keeps the underside of the awning cool. The awning also comes with optional sidewalls, which do require extra poles for the support. You can see each sidewall is tailored to length, has zippable windows and doors, and allows breezes to come through. But enough about the outside, let's take a look inside this trailer. For the inside, we chose a 60-40 split queen-size foldable mattress. When the mattress is folded up into travel mode, where we can store other cargo items, it acts as a lounge chair. The mattress, when folded down, extends the full length of the interior of the cabin. For the cold or rainy nights, we've installed a 24-inch Samsung Smart Television. This television is wired to the external antenna jack, or can stream Netflix, Amazon, or any other wireless streaming service. Lifting up the 60-40 split mattress, you'll find on the 40 side a base plate with a Thetford curved toilet. The base plate simply secures the toilet to the trailer so that it doesn't bounce around while you're driving off-road or on rocky terrain. When you get to camp, simply pull the lever, pick the toilet up, and set it outside. We also have a shovel mounted to the top of the Jeep, if that's your thing. The rest of the interior is fairly basic. We have curtains on each window, a few cup holders on each side, some scattered coat or backpack hooks, a little bin for storing cell phones, wallets, and other things while you sleep, and the occasional reading light mounted up above. The last thing that I'm going to address is security. You may notice the two stickers on the windows. The one sticker says this is GPS tracked, the other sticker says 24-hour video surveillance. Both hold true. And while I'm not going to go into specific details about the recording systems, I can tell you that they're powered 24/7 by the battery bank, recharged by the sun, and the GPS is on all the time. In addition, I'm running 2 Trimax wheel locks on each wheel, and I also have a PWAG 6-foot wheel chain that has a hardness of 63 on the Rockwell scale. While I realize that nothing is totally securable, all of these things keep honest people honest and do deter and help me track if something should happen to the trailer. So that's pretty much where we're going to wrap up, at least for this progress of the Hiker trailer. Hope you've enjoyed the walk around. Feel free to visit us on Instagram, Facebook, or ask any questions you might have. I'll put some detailed information and links to the products that we used in the description below. And as always, thank you for watching, and safe travels. Just like